Hi everyone, we're just going to wait another moment for the last few people to arrive and then we'll get started. All right, hi everyone, my name is Sophie and I'm part of the customer success team based in Toronto. Thank you for taking the time today to join us for today's introductory webinar. During today's webinar, you will learn how Umapped is helping leading global brands and travel advisors engage with their customers throughout their entire travel journey. By using our collaborative experience platform, you can deliver interactive, branded, consolidated mobile proposals and itineraries with relevant content and messaging for your clients. You'll also see how the platform maximizes productivity and streamlines your business workflow. During today's 45-minute webinar, we'll start with an overview of the client experience, taking a look at how your clients will receive and view their trips online, via the mobile app, and as a PDF. Next, we'll demo Umapped's online trip building platform for travel professionals called Trip Publisher. And we'll finish today's webinar with a review of the training resources and support available to you, making sure to save some time for a live Q&A. Before we begin, I want to make sure that you all have access to a complimentary trial. If you haven't already signed up for a trial, visit umapped.com/trial. Click on the Sign Up button located at the top right corner of the page and complete the trial form. After submitting your request, our customer success team will send you a confirmation email with your account credentials and login instructions. So let's begin our live demo by reviewing the client experience. When ready, your client's trips are delivered by email and are available in 3 formats. Clients can access their trips online, as a PDF, and via the Umapped mobile app. All formats of the trip are branded for you and include your company logo and contact details. This is an example of the email your clients will receive, giving them access to their trip. Your branding and contact details will be displayed at the bottom of the email. This email is all your client needs to access their trip. They can click on the View Your Trip button to access the web view of their trip, as well as the trip PDF, or they can click on the App Store and/or Google Play Store icons to download the Umapped mobile app. Let's start by taking a look at the web view. The View Your Trip button opens a dynamic trip link that can be bookmarked and accessed at any time. When your clients are accessing the web view for the first time, they will need to enter their email address in order to validate that they are a traveler on this trip. The first thing your clients will see in their day-by-day itinerary is your branding right at the top. Your branding and contact information is displayed front and center. There is also a download button for the trip PDF. There are 2 versions, a full PDF or a print-friendly option without images. I'm going to download the PDF and come back to it in a few moments. Your clients can view their day-by-day details and any important information that you have included in their trip. The amount of details or information in the trip is always up to you based on your clients and the type of trip. All of the photos that have been displayed here have been added from one of the many image libraries available in the Trip Publisher. We have hotel and cruise photos preloaded for many properties and cruise lines, as well as a photo library licensed for commercial reuse that are available. Also note on any segment this chat icon. This is the messenger feature. When enabled, it allows for real-time chat and notification which your clients can access on the web and mobile app trip views. When your clients chat with you using the messenger, you will receive an email notification and can directly respond from your email. You can also access chat messages from the trip publisher. Your reply will display into the chat window. This is also where your clients will receive day of flight notifications. You will notice at the bottom right-hand corner the blue plus button. This is the traveler collaboration feature that is available on both the web view as well as the mobile app. This allows your clients to build and personalize their trip details with information including any dinner reservations, trip notes, and/or any other activities that they have booked on their own. While they cannot edit or delete any of the segments that you have added, it allows your clients to consolidate all information in one place with one consolidated view of their trip. The Documents tab is where any supporting documentation for the trip is available. This can include PDF attachments like vouchers and e-tickets, destination content, and any other important travel information that your clients may need to reference. Just next to that, the trip map will pinpoint all the destinations your clients are traveling to. And there is also a trip calendar where clients can view all of the trip details on a calendar view, with the option to sync to their personal Google Calendar, iCal, or Outlook calendar by selecting Add to Calendar. The web view is mobile responsive and will resize to fit to the device that your client is using, whether that be a phone, tablet, or desktop. The trip PDF provides a printable option, that's this right here, for your customers who still prefer paper. There are 4 different design templates that you can select from in your preferences in the trip publisher. Now I'm just going to open my iPhone simulator. Your clients have the option to download the Umapped mobile app from either the App Store or the Google Play Store. So that they can view their trips on their smartphone while they're on the go or in destination. One of the great benefits of the mobile app is that trip details are available even when your client's phone is offline, meaning no Wi-Fi and no network connection. Additionally, they can view live weather reporting and access directions. And I'll show this by selecting this flight segment right here. And then as you can see, we have directions followed by the weather. Again, you will notice if we go to the top of our trip, your branding and contact details are always displayed first. And now going back to the trip publisher. Now that you can see what your clients will receive, I'm going to show you around the trip publisher, Umapped's trip building application for travel professionals. This is where you can build and edit proposals and itineraries. To log in, go to pub-trip.umapped.com/login and bookmark this link for future visits. Once you're logged in, you'll be taken to your dashboard. On the bottom left is where your account details will be displayed. If you click on your user details, a drop-down will appear and display My Account, Preferences, Plans, and Logout. For new users, I suggest selecting My Account to update your user profile information, as these are the details which are displayed in the client experience. This is also where you can change your password if you ever need to, at the very bottom between Upload Profile Photo and Save. If you click on your Preferences, this is where you can update your account preferences, including the Traveler Collaboration feature, Traveler Messaging, and Flight Notifications, as well as select one of the 4 layouts for the PDF. If you click on your dashboard, if you click Dashboard right up here in the toolbar, you can view all of the trips you have created within My Trips. Your dashboard is also where you can search and access all of your trips. Depending on your plan type, you may also be able to view all of the trips that have been created by your company by selecting Company Trips. Selecting the filter icon at the top right corner gives you the option to filter through your active, future, and past dated trips, as well as pending and published trips. The vendor and library tabs are covered in more advanced webinars and allow you to save profiles for various suppliers, as well as content for guides and other templated notes. I would also like to highlight the support portal. By clicking on support, you can gain access to our online knowledge portal or send questions to our customer success team. So now let's head back to our dashboard. And let's click the Create Trip button on the top right corner of your dashboard to start the trip building process. Enter a name for your trip as well as the travel start and end dates. So today I'm going to choose Europe Adventure for the Smiths with a start date of October 1st until October 14th. You also have the option to add trip tags, which is a great way to apply labels to your trips so that you can easily search for them on your dashboard. So if I work very frequently with the Smith family, I can tag this as Smith and Europe, and then select Create Trip to save this new trip. On the main page of your trip, you will see a large gray thumbnail image. Click on this image to add your cover photo. We always recommend adding a cover photo as this is the background image that displays in the traveler email that I showed previously, as well as the different formats of the client experience we just reviewed. There are a few different options for adding a photo. The first is by searching the image library. This is a free library of licensed images that is available to all users. The second is searching the web. Or you can also upload your own photo if you have any photos on your computer that you would like to use. For our sample today, we'll search the web by entering a keyword as well as a website. So I'm going to enter Spain and search from unsplash.com, which provides many free for commercial use photos. So once we've selected, we'll upload the photo, and there it is. In today's demo, I'm going to highlight how you can easily consolidate bookings from a variety of integrated systems like Sabre and Clientbase, as well as how to import from partnered suppliers. We'll also demo how to create your own trip segments, and finally, how to share or send a trip to your travelers. Import bookings in the left-hand navigation menu is where you can access the different systems integrations available. This is where you can import your GDS PNRs, your client-based res cards, and access any booking confirmation emails that you have forwarded into the trip publisher. You can also import from Sabre Tripcase, Travelport, and WorldSpan by selecting PNR Import. If you use Sabre, we have a direct integration allowing you to queue your PNRs to the trip publisher. Your PNRs can be retrieved from the booking inbox and added to any trip. Here's how it works. I'm going to add my sample PNR into the keyword box and click Search. You can select the drop-down arrow to view details of the PNR, and then select the ellipses, which are the 3 vertical dots, and click Add to Trip. This PNR contains flights and accommodations only, but anything that has been booked in Sabre will be imported, formatted, and ordered chronologically. The best part of this integration with Sabre is that anytime you make a change to the PNR in Sabre, all you have to do is re-queue it to the trip publisher, and your trip will automatically update. If you need to view or edit information within a specific segment, click on View Details on the segment itself. A right drawer will open, and you can now view all segment information. In this flight segment, I can view the passenger details by clicking Passengers. When hovering over the top right corner, I can click on the pencil icon to further edit, or the trash icon to delete. And this goes for both the segment as well as, this goes for both the drawer that you just opened up within the segment as well as the segment as a whole. Now if we go back to import bookings, the client-based integration is a very similar workflow. Your res cards are also accessible via the booking inbox. Enter the res card number in the keyword field, click search, and then follow the same steps as demonstrated when adding my Sabre PNR. For both the Sabre and client-based integrations, there is an initial setup that is required. If you want to learn more about how to get this set up for your company, please contact our customer success team for further instructions following this webinar. If you use Apollo, Galileo, or WorldSpan, you can import your PNRs by entering the PNR and then the lead passenger last name and selecting Import. It is important to note that this is not a direct integration to your GDS, and any PNRs imported via this method will not be automatically updated when there are changes. If you need to go back to your main page at any point during the trip building process, select Trip on the left-hand navigation menu. Now we're going to further explore this left-hand navigation menu by selecting Suppliers. Suppliers is where you can import bookings or content from a list of partnered tour operators and DMCs. How each integration works varies slightly by supplier. We'll use Insight Vacation for today's example. Simply enter a destination or the name of the tour itinerary, so I'm going to use London, and then select Search. All of the tours that match your search will be displayed, and from here you can view the tour details by selecting Details and click Import to add the tour to your trip. For some suppliers, such as Classic Vacations, you will be required to enter your username, password, and your client's booking reference number in order to import their trip details. And now we're going to move on to destination content. So Umapped is partnered with AFAR and W Cities, giving you access to curated guides and recommendations for over 500 destinations around the world. For AFAR, you can either add destination guides or specific recommendations. Select from the list of trip destinations or click Search by city names to enter a destination. I'm going to select London and then click Search. From here, if this matches what you'd like to add, you can select Add to Trip and then select the date in which you'd like to put this on. I prefer to always add these larger guides towards the end of the trip, so I'm going to select October 13th and then select Add to Trip. For W Cities, select a destination and content type from the Source drop-down menu. So we're going to select Barcelona this time, and then click Search. Select the checkbox to the right of the content that you wish to include, and then select Add to Trip. And then again, choose what date you'd like to put it on. So this time, I'm going to put it on October 5th, and again, click Add to Trip. For supporting documents, there are several ways that you can attach PDF, Word, or library documents to a trip. The first is by selecting Supporting Documents. Select File Attachments, and then click Attach File, and then click the Attach File button. I'm going to be adding, just a moment, a sample file, and then click Add File. If you need to preview or remove your document, select the ellipses, and that is the 3 vertical dots, for more options. You can create, store, and manage your own content within your library. For our sample today, I will add a city guide from Barcelona. So select Add Document, and then in the keyword box, type Barcelona. And then once I've selected which I'd like to add to my trip, I'm going to click Add Document. You can also add a supporting document right from within your trip page so that your clients can easily access it when viewing their trip in both the web and mobile versions. I'll select Trip to head back to the main page, and then I will click on View Details for the particular segment that you wish to link the supporting PDF or Word document to. At the very bottom of the drawer, select Attach File and upload your file. So again, I'm going to select a sample invoice and then Attach File. Once you have added your document, you can click on Files and hover over the bottom right to preview or delete your document. You can also select Calendar for a calendar view of the trip. Trip Settings is where you can view and edit trip information. Select the ellipses to edit trip information, duplicate, or delete a trip. And the Audit Log is where you can view a history of actions for a particular trip. So let's head back to our main page. On the bottom right corner of the trip, you can click the blue plus button to create your own segments, add cruise content, and trip notes. We have thousands of vendor profiles within the trip publisher for accommodations and cruises that include photos, addresses, and contact information. So let's add a hotel in Rome. Select accommodation and search for your hotel. I'm going to add the Rome Cavaliere Waldorf Astoria from October 7th to the 13th. This hotel already has a vendor profile created that includes information about the hotel and photos of the property. Simply add your check-in and out dates and times, and then click Add to Trip. To add a cruise, click on the blue plus button and then select Cruise. Enter the ship name, the sailing month and year, and then click the Find Cruise button. I'm going to search for the Norwegian Epic, October of 2019. Pick your cruise itinerary, sailing date, and then select Import. So now we're going to go back to the main page and click on the blue plus button again. And you can also add a trip note. This feature allows you to add a customized note for your clients that can include detailed links, photos, and embedded videos. For our sample today, I will add a bon voyage message to my clients. Select Note and then add a title. Have a fantastic trip. Dates and times are optional depending on the note that you are adding. And then add your details. Select Hide Note if you want to make the note internal for you or someone that you're collaborating on a trip with. Private notes are only visible in the trip publisher. At any time during the trip building process, you have the opportunity to publish a trip by selecting the Publish button on the top right side of your page. Once a trip is published, it is live and all formats of the client experience will be available, which includes the web, PDF, and mobile versions. When publishing, you have the option to leave a note that will be displayed in the traveler email, as seen before, or you can just go ahead and publish the trip. This trip is dynamic, so you always have the option to make any changes or edits. If there are any significant updates, always remember to republish the trip by selecting Republish in the top right-hand corner, so that changes will be reflected on your client's view. You will notice if we scroll back up, a few icons that are displayed to the right of your trip name and dates. Use the Share icon located at the top of the trip to invite collaborators and to add your traveler emails. You can invite a collaborator or add your travelers by selecting this icon. The collaborator feature allows you to share your trip with other travel professionals like suppliers, DMCs, vendors, and tour operators. Select the share icon and then travelers. This will bring you to your traveler page. From here, click on the Add Traveler button, add your client's details, including their email address and their first and last name, and then select Add Traveler. Once you have added your traveler, your clients will receive a personalized branded email with all the information they need to access their trip. And this is the email that I showed at the very beginning of this webinar. Let's go back to trip. Select the preview icon right here, located to the right of the share icon, to access the web view and the PDF. And then you can also select the pencil icon to edit your trip name and dates. I'm highlighting this particular feature because I often get a question of how to add flights or any bookings that occur prior to the first day of your trip, because you won't be allowed to. If you need to add any flights that occur prior to, in this case, let's say October 1st, simply amend the trip dates by however many days you need, and then once you do so, you will be able to add any bookings that occur prior. All right, so we have reviewed various versions of the client experience, including the web, PDF, and mobile versions, highlighting some benefits and features for the clients, as well as how to build a trip in the new Trip Publisher experience. Reviewing popular integrations throughout our trip building process like Sabre, client base, suppliers, as well as destination and cruise content and vendor profiles. You should now be familiar with how to create a trip, but we also have some tools that will help you along the way. Our support portal, which you can find at pub-support.umapped.com/support/home, is where you can access a getting started guide, as well as step-by-step tutorials for all of the integrations and features we cover today. We also encourage you to sign up for our live Q&A session that is hosted bi-weekly, meaning every Tuesday and Thursday, by our customer success team, as well as the more advanced webinars which dive deeper into Trip Publisher features. If you have any suggestions for future topics that you would like to see covered, please email support@umapped.com. I'll also be sharing a recording of today's webinar so you can review again on your own time. So for anybody who can't stay for the live Q&A, thank you very much for signing up for today's introductory webinar. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to support@umapped.com with your questions, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you so much. And now, if anyone has any questions, we're going to begin the live Q&A. So a question that commonly gets asked, and let's go back to the Trip Publisher, is how to reorder segments once you have finished creating your trip. Now, there are a variety of different ways that you can go about reordering segments. Within the trip view itself, if you want to reorder a segment, we have the ability to grab and drag our segments across the trip. So if I wish to put the segment of the note that I created earlier after my London flight, I'll just drag it to right between. Okay, maybe not the note. Let's try this. Anyways, another way that you can go about changing anything would be to click on Calendar, and let's go into the next month. And in the same fashion, you can drag and drop anything from the calendar onto another date, and it will be reflected. Let's say B182, B119 now moved to the 3rd of October when it was on the 1st before. And the third option for reordering segments would be to click on View Details on the segment you wish to move, and then click on the Change Calendar icon at the top in the right-hand drawer. This will allow you to select a new date to put that on. So now I'm going to switch it to the 9th of October, select Add to Trip, and now I can find my note on the 9th of October. So those are 3 different ways that you can go about reordering segments in a trip. Oh, another question that commonly gets asked is how to add a page from your library into your trip. For that, we're going to go to Destination Content from the left-hand navigation menu, and then select Add from Library. I just want to make sure first that I have, yes, perfect. So now that we're in Add from Library, we're going to add a keyword. In this case, I'm going to write Barcelona, select Search, And then these are all the various pages from documents about Barcelona in my library. And in order to add any one of these, so let's say I wanted to add Barafina, which are 2 restaurants, the best Spanish joints in town, I'll select copy, and they have now been added to my trip. They will automatically be added to the very top of my trip, but again, as I said before, if you wish to reorder that, you can either drag and drop the segment, you can reorder it within the calendar, or by selecting View Details and then the calendar icon. So let's add this to the 5th. All right. The navigation bar on the left, this will automatically, okay, so someone just had a question about how to get to this navigation bar on the left. So you will automatically get this navigation bar as soon as you enter into a trip. So if I go back to my dashboard, as you can see, the navigation menu only says import bookings, as you can still import your bookings without being within the trip itself. But if I wanted to enter into my trip, so let's say the Rome and Paris adventure, they will automatically all populate here. So I have import bookings, suppliers, content. Okay, so Muffy, I'm going to send you an email just after this. Are you using the same interface, the pub-trip.umapped.com, and then entering within a trip itself? If not, simply email support@umapped.com with a screenshot of what you are seeing, and we'll get back to you with what might be occurring. All right, so if there are no more questions, that will be it for today's introductory webinar. Oh, just 1 second. Perfect. All right, so I want to thank all of you for joining today's webinar. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at support@umapped.com. As I said earlier, I will be sharing the screen recording of everything that we covered today, as well as any training and resources that you might need. All right, thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.